Kenji's Pav. Look, I have money, wealth, power, health, and reputation, but nothing could prepare me for the day I will have with my cute husband and his mini version. My husband versus my toddler. Act 1. Crayon Wars. Last night, Nova drew on the wall with a crayon. Arjun gasped so loudly, I thought we were under alien invasion. Nova, those are my notes, he cried, clutching his chest like he'd been mortally wounded. Do you know what you've done? You've erased science. Nova looked up at him with the calm authority of a mafia don. Then said, simply, no, and went back to drawing. That was her entire rebuttal. And somehow, she won. Arjun turned to me like a prosecutor presenting Exhibit A. Kenji, your child is terrorizing me. This is domestic sabotage. Nova scribbled a rainbow across the page. Without even looking up, she muttered. Mine. Honestly, I almost applauded. But then Arjun pouted. Arms crossed, lips stuck out like he'd just been told Santa wasn't real, and my willpower collapsed. Because here's the thing. Nova's adorable. But Arjun, when he sulks, he's devastating. Something in me snaps. I want to scoop him up, slam him against the wall, kiss him until he forgets his own name, and remind him that no baby, storm, or supernova can ever outshine him. Act 2. The Blanket Heist. Later, Nova waddled into the living room, yanked Arjun's blanket off the couch, and declared. Mine. Arjun shrieked like a soap opera widow discovering her husband's secret twin. Kenji, she's stealing my property. Nova wrapped herself in the blanket, smirked, and plopped down like a smug queen. Arjun stomped. This is criminal theft. You're raising a felon. Warm, Nova replied, eyes locked with his like a mafia boss taunting the cops. I sighed. This was my life now. Stuck between a toddler thief and a husband filing emotional police reports. Act 3. Snack Betrayal. At snack time, Nova stole a bite of Arjun's cookie. Arjun gasped. Kenji, she robbed me blind. Nova chewed slowly, then leaned close to Arjun's face and whispered. Yum. Arjun turned to me, scandalized. You see, this is invasion of my territory. This is declaration of territorial war. She also starting stealing. I almost choked on my coffee. I was trying so hard not to laugh at my cute clingy husband's antics, but it only grew as he spent more time with his daughter. Act 4. The Bedtime Coup. At bedtime, Nova refused her crib and climbed into our bed. She sprawled across Arjun's pillow, drooling triumphantly. Arjun clutched the headboard like a man at the gallows. Kenji, she's evicting me. I'm being replaced in my own bed. Nova, already half asleep, mumbled. Papa no pillow. Nova pillow. I swear she smirked in her sleep. Act 5. Kitchen Heat. Finally, after dragging Nova back to her crib drooling on Arjun's pillow the entire way, I stumbled into the kitchen, where Arjun was waiting. Arms crossed. Pout fully loaded. She ignored me all day, he said. You ignored me too. Before I could reply, he grabbed my collar and kissed me like a man declaring war. And just like that, we weren't fighting a toddler anymore. I shoved him against the counter, kissing back, biting at his lip until he gasped. He clung, legs wrapping around me, whining and laughing in the same breath. You're ridiculous, I growled against his throat. And you like it, he panted, smug even as his voice trembled. He wasn't wrong. We stumbled to the couch, half-dressed and desperate. He straddled me, grinding shamelessly, moaning when my hands dug into his waist. Say it, he whispered, voice breaking between gasps. More than Nova, say it, I groaned, flipping him onto his back, pinning his wrists above his head. Always more than Nova, that shut him up, for about 5 seconds. Then he was writhing, whining, cursing, begging like he'd forgotten he started this fight. And God, I loved him like this, messy, bratty, so smug until he's undone in my arms. By the time we were both sweaty, breathless, and ruined, he lay across my chest, glowing like he'd just won a prize. See, he murmured, flushed and satisfied. Way more kisses than Nova. I flicked his forehead. You're impossible. And yours, he whispered, smug again, curling against me. Act 6. The Final Attack. He was almost drooling as we finished our late night session. He was exhausted by our activity, barely conscious. Just as we both drifted off, the baby monitor shrieked. Da. Arjun groaned, flopping onto the cushions like a dying man even in his sleep. She knows. She waits until I win, then she attacks. I laughed, kissed his forehead, and stood. Stay here, husband. Daddy will handle the baby. From the couch, he muttered, don't let her win. In his sleep. I couldn't help but pinch his cheek and a low chuckle as I went to check on Nova. Ends Pav. Alright, my turn. Yes, I pick fights with Nova. Yes, she's 2. And yes, maybe that makes me dramatic. But you don't understand. Kenji is mine. Mine. And yet all it takes is one little giggle from her and he melts like ice in the sun. She sneezes, he runs. She cries, he flies. She babbles, dada, and he looks like he's been handed the universe on a silver platter. And me, his actual husband, what do I get? A pat on the ending. By the time he threw me onto the couch and pinned me down, I wasn't thinking about Nova anymore. I wasn't thinking about anything except the way his hands were on me, the way he growled my name, the way I came apart under him. Nova thinks she's winning, but really, every fight she picks just gives me more of Kenji. So let her steal my blanket. Let her eat my cookies. Let her drool on my pillow. Because at the end of the night, I'm the one in Kenji's arms. And I'm not giving up my crown. Nova's Pav. Okay, hi, it's me, Nova. Papa thinks I'm stealing Dada from him. Cute, right? He doesn't know my secret. I actually like Papa best. But if I tell him that, he'll stop being funny. No more foot stomping. No more accusing me of grand theft blanket. No more gasping like I burned down his lab when I steal his cookie. And then Dada won't swoop in, kiss him until he squeaks, and carry him off like a prize. So I keep stealing things. Dada's kisses, Papa's pillow, snacks, crayons. Not because I want them. Because Papa needs the drama. Last night, when Papa finally won, and was curled up on Dada's chest glowing like a star, I shrieked into the baby monitor just to see him groan. He thinks we're rivals. He doesn't know I'm his ally. Still going to steal his socks tomorrow, though. Drama must be maintained.
Hi everyone to my fantasy world. I'll share my imaginative stories here every Saturday. And on every Sunday, I'll post a fan friction of BL. You can comment your ideas, or which fantasy friction I should write about. This is my first video. Please like, share, and